Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I bring in Nicole and Chris Parr. How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Cool. So slightly different one today. So just a bit of backstory on you guys. You've been on to Seller Sessions before. I think you've done some Facebook Live stuff. So 8-figure sellers, very successful in Europe and in the UK. You've built a business and a brand, not just selling products on Amazon.
Yep.
And you're on today because what we want to talk about is a couple of awards that you've won. And now this could benefit other Amazon sellers that are turning their business into a household brand, if you like, which will add valuation in terms of when they come to sell, prestigiousness when it comes to promoting your products, through EBC or A+ content, telling your brand story, etc. So let's start with first a bit of background on the both of you, how you got started, etc., and then we'll start going into the nuts and bolts of these awards and stuff that you won.
Great. Yeah, so I started off as the classic, solopreneur back in 2015.
Yeah.
So we're in the sports and outdoors category. Started off with one product. Started off, the classic selling in the States. And in quite a short space of time, that's that one product, which was quite innovative and pretty much double the price of everybody else. That went to number 2 in quite a high volume category. And now, I suppose, kind of fast forward, now we've got 40 products in 10 territories. No, so 91% of our business is international, 63% is in the States, 20% is in Germany.
Then it's UK.
But yeah, at the same time, then we've also built, from the beginning, built a brand. So we've got a respectable following on social media, about 100,000, 83 on Instagram, I think it is.
Wow.
Obviously, they're on Facebook and on YouTube. And we say very much a premium sort of pricing. We've never gone down and traded on price. And we've always just been very aggressive. We've got a virtual team of about how many?
13 outsourced functions.
Yeah. So we're just, we are the only 2 employees of the company, in terms of kind of directors of the company, but otherwise it's a virtual business, whether it's VAs in, Philippines or Pakistan. And then otherwise then we outsource to specialists, whether it's, Facebook advertising, web design, creative, blogs, social media, that sort of stuff.
Superb. So let's quickly talk about how did this all come about? So just to back up slightly, you've won 2 awards. Should we break out what these awards are for, and then we can go through the steps of how they come about and how other sellers could utilize that as part of their marketing for their own business as well?
Great. Yeah, so we wanted to get more marketing exposure, more press. We wanted to also benchmark ourselves against other companies, not just necessarily companies selling on Amazon, but against a whole spectrum of companies. And also, as you said, wanting to get the business kudos. When it comes to sale, we've got that as a backup. We can buy all the awards. So we chose the biggest awards in the UK, really, for business recognition, the UK Business Awards. And we applied for the best SME, so best small, medium-sized enterprise for companies with up to 250 staff and 50 million round about there in turnover.
Yeah.
As well as the other award, which was best customer-centric organization, digital initiative. So we're like, that's us.
Yeah.
It's all about the customer, and we trade online. So we prepared for that. We had to send off a complete dossier, I guess, that followed a certain criteria. Send that off. We were then finalists in both those categories, and we had to present last Friday in London to a panel of industry specialists, so from business consultants to coaches to entrepreneurs to big MDs of companies.
It was kind of, Dragon's Den, Shark Tank type of presentation.
You had to put everything into the 15 minutes, and then you had 15 minutes of Q&A followed by that. And I must say it was really exciting because we both hadn't done presentations in a long time. We were sweating it till about 7 o'clock in the morning on the day, printing out the presentations, going over certain bits, and then bringing it literally to life the first time on awards day. And being up against companies which are much larger, have a huge amount of staff, central London offices, came with huge teams of people to present, and we thought we have no hope. But it just shows you that what you can do if you're driven, if you have a good business, that you can actually win awards.
Yeah, it's like a David and Goliath story. It's like you should, ideally, you guys wouldn't normally win. So why do you think you won? Obviously, you're up against all these consultants. There's too many cooks can spoil a broth, as they say. But what do you think separated you from the other guys?
We got feedback. So half of it, so the markings were 50% of it was from your original paper submission, and then the 50% was on the day.
Yeah.
The feedback we got was very much about, we made a connection with them in terms of very much passion, drive. To a large degree, there was set criteria, and we delivered on what the set criteria was asking you to do. Some did not do that.
Yeah.
Whilst it's obvious. Actually, our presentation deck was pretty good. Classic PowerPoint type of stuff, but we had a 46-slide deck
with not much on it.
Not much on it,
Right, so they were flying past as you were speaking. They were just used basically for visuals while they're engaging with your voice. Yeah.
And also, I suppose they were very impressed by our operating model. So our level of sales and profit based on 2 employees and a virtual team. They're impressed by us operating a virtual team structure and how we ran it and how we controlled it.
Yeah. Cost control.
They're impressed by our customer focus, especially against our competition when they were probably more product centric. They just kind of got to, we did a pretty good job, really.
We had an open presentation, so people could actually, competitors could actually come in and watch you. So that was nice because we also got some feedback straight afterwards. And someone said, I've got some of your products. So it was really, really good to see and to hear it from people who had been through the same journey. And as somebody said, because we were really quite nervous before we went in, they said, nobody knows your business as well as you do. Just do your best and just talk about the company, and everything else will just fall into place. And it did.
And the Q&As were pretty testing questions.
Yeah. Made me think, some of them.
Yeah. But
was it designed to trip you up as well? Some of the questions, or they,
we were kind of half expecting that, but actually no.
Yeah.
They were pretty fair, balanced questions, or more, if anything, wanting to know more information about certain segments of the presentation. Bear in mind there were about 9 different areas we had to go through. It's all quite formal, everything from stakeholder management, business strategy, innovation, delivery.
What went well, what didn't get
quite formal type of business stuff.
Yeah.
So even then, when we were doing the presentation, it took a long time getting our head around that formal structure to our business, because sometimes we're just in the business running it, aren't we? We forget about that. Actually, we
have to lead it.
Yeah, we do it. What leadership traits do we have, and how do we organise the team, and what sort of culture do we develop, and the values of the the team, what have you.
The vision across to the customers and to the panel.
So they wanted to know, especially they were fascinated to know about how we ran the team.
We can start to unpack that in a moment, if you don't mind. So so for clarity, was it one place you went to that you won both awards, or was it 2 separate competitions?
So one place, we got 2 final spots.
Yeah.
And then we got gold for the best SME, and then silver for the best customer-centric organization, digital initiatives. So we put the same presentation in, and we just targeted it on the day to fit in more about our customers and how we are dealing with them and what our digital initiatives are. But we're also up for another award. So we also entered the UK Growing Business Awards, and that's coming up on the 27th of November.
Yeah.
So again, we're in the finals, and for that one, we only had to do an interview.
And that one is, bear in mind, 91% of our business is international. That's an export champion
of the year.
But different format. That was a Q&A. That was just a question and answer, and that was literally the guy from like the Department of International Trade, and literally from Institute of Export. It was so quite kind of formal.
So how do you plan to deploy it, to use this? I mean, obviously there's the customer facing end of things like award winning, but will you use this as part of your strategy when you're doing conferences and stuff like that and trade shows, or?
No.
I mean, and initially we've, used it as PR. So we've sent out press releases. We've done all the, posts on,
LinkedIn,
to Facebook and that sort of stuff. And obviously to kind of the Amazon type of community as well. We're sending it out to in terms of press releases, because we've got a guy who does our blogs and content marketing and PR and what have you. So he's sending out to literally kind of trade press within our different types of sectors.
Yeah. Are you using any of this stuff for SEO as well, using the press release distribution, send it back to the websites? Or?
Yeah, we will do. In terms of backlinks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then besides that, yes, we'll be using, things like the icon, the kind of the award. We'll probably put it on our listings on Amazon, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
On EBC. It looks pretty good. It's a pretty good icon, I have to say.
Yeah. Because there's nothing quite good. It's great to win an award, but there's nothing worse. So, like when the kids, a football team, the under 8s, and they give you like these really crappy plastic awards. It's like, or you almost wish you didn't win them because they are like, they'll break in your hand. If you've got nice, solid, glass or well-constructed awards and they look nice, it makes things feel a lot better, and you're more than happy to promote them externally, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, they're massive. So even then, they are. They weigh probably 3 kilograms.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you want. I mean, the audience won't see this because it's on the podcast, but it's of high quality, and I think that's key.
They're pucker, I think, as we're saying.
Okay.
So and I'll just say, press, and then we'll just use it just ongoing, really. And also just for us on a personal level, it's just it's a great personal recognition of what we've achieved. Yeah.
And we shared it with our team as well, and they've all got a bonus, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So can we unpack the business now? Let's talk about the most impressive parts of won you awards. We're talking about you obviously customer centric and stuff. Talk to me about your structure. You're only 2 employees, or the official employees. I take it as PAYE, etc. But what are the other guys doing? How are you structuring and maintaining the business externally? Because you guys, you're like me. You run from home pretty much. Is that right? Yeah. So different position to me. You're an 8-figure seller running from home. Let's be clear. 8-figure seller. 2 people business, husband and wife team, which if I tried to work with Cheryl like this, we'd end up killing each other. So congratulations there. I don't know how you do it. I love my wife. We couldn't do this. I don't think we'd end up killing each other. So you've got all that as well. The pressures of work is always at home, right? But how do you structure the team externally? Talk to me about how, what you're using to track in terms of, is it ClickUp or what you do?
Yeah, we project manage through ClickUp.
Yeah.
We use Groove HQ for our customer service, and we use Slack for pretty much instant communication with our team, be that our graphic designer, be that with our content marketing manager, or be that about shipping. So we've got somebody for freight forwarding. We've got 2 finance specialists. One is our financial CFO, because we are very numbers driven. So we know our data, we know our unit economic costs. We review our products on a monthly basis. What's working, what's not working? Why isn't this working? What's the customer feedback? Which is all coming into the dashboard in terms of what were the reasons for the returns. And then, how long do we want to support this product? If not, it gets shelved, it goes out. So we're not precious. If it doesn't make money, it goes.
It's the portfolio then, effectively.
Yeah.
The portfolio, really, really good. So content marketing, customer service, freight forwarding.
We've got a guy who does our kind of website, who manages our website. So we've got a WordPress, WooCommerce website. So he's designed it, built it, and also he does our creatives. We've also got a guy who's kind of relatively local to us, who does our photography and videos. So we do how-to videos, FAQ, promotional videos, and he's kind of created a whole kind of brand look for us. Who else have we got? Obviously, then we've got a customer service VA in the Philippines. Then we've got more, I suppose, like an operations VA who's in Pakistan.
Cool. Yeah. How many you got through? FreeUp, they just won the at Sellerpole. They just won best service provider. Nate's everywhere. I actually use FreeUp. There's Well, I've got 2 people that I use at the moment, but when I want to deploy something and I want to test out ideas, I can just give them a list of things. I go, right, okay, I need this, and this, just to try stuff. And that's the beauty of something like FreeUp, where it's all pre-trained and stuff. So you're using Nate there. How many guys are you running through Nate, and what is the structure?
Just 2. Then we've got a guy that does our Facebook advertising and manages ManyChat.
Mm-hmm.
Does all the launches and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and then in terms of kind of, I suppose, responsibilities of how we divvy it up. So we kind of, it's kind of get, working with your wife, but we naturally have different types of skill sets, which we're lucky on. So many people will say, to have similar skill sets.
So I think that's how it works, isn't it?
So we did with, we're friends with Steve Simonson. We did with Steve a couple of years ago. We did the Gallup Strengths Find Leadership. Which is a great thing to do, which obviously tells you more about your strengths. So my natural strengths are, I'm a visionary, strategist, a ranger, they call it.
Yeah.
Both has positivity. Positivity comes in our top 5 for both of us.
Yeah. And I'm a finisher.
Yeah. So Nick's is more the kind of completer finisher.
I get it done.
Detail.
Yeah.
Well, this is I joke with you, and you say you're not a non-tech. We know each other off call, right? You say like. Basically, I'm non-technical, I'm not this, and you really play yourself down, Chris, but you run an 8-figure business, so you should be applauded for that.
I can do detail, but I suppose it's I suppose what we've learned is, do the stuff you're good at.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be a superhero with those skills.
We can excel. There's nothing worse than sitting there and doing stuff that you can't stand, because you just end up, you become unproductive, and you end up putting it off, and so you end up procrastinating.
So naturally, I do more strategy, product.
Yeah.
We've also got a sourcing agent out in Asia who I'll brief with, and then he'll literally go and develop the products. And then I'll go over 2-3 times a year and develop products with suppliers. But we naturally just divvy it up based on our natural skill sets.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, we've got an org chart, which obviously there's gaps and vacancies in those, which obviously we do.
Are you hiring at the moment?
We need to, I think. I think that was one of the big things that came out when we were presenting of what worked well and what didn't go so well. I think we waited too long to scale up with outsourcing some functions, and now I think we definitely need somebody else on the European side of the team because it gets left with me.
Yeah, because 20% of our business is in Germany.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I can add some to the show notes. If there's anywhere that people can apply for a position and they're listening, there's a lot of Amazon sellers out there who may be, be suitable for your positions. They may be at different stages in their business and want to supplement their income on a part-time, full-time basis or whatever.
And maybe we might need maybe a product manager with time.
Yeah.
But at the moment it works. So normal stuff and juggling family life.
Yeah. And I guess it's knowing what we're not good at and not being too proud to say, right, we can't do that. Let's get somebody in who can, even if it's just for a short period of time, and then handing it over, or just outsourcing it, as we've done with our ManyChat and Facebook.
Yeah. In terms of sale, taking some money off the table, we've seen, let's quickly speak about it. The mastermind group in the UK, my group you're in, we've had 2 exits in the last few weeks. And when you think our group is 22 people, we've had 2 exits already and 2 exits last year. So it's 4 exits out of 22, which is a phenomenal number when you think of the size of the market in the UK in terms of comparison to, say, the US. You could have, like the amount of sellers and the amount of sellers at this playing at this level is very small in the UK. And in that group, there's 4 out of 22, which is quite impressive. So I can imagine you guys are going to be next or at some point in the future. Is there any goal there? I mean, you're at 8 figures now. Are you driving? Are you trying to go for 9, or what are you trying to do?
I think the key thing with our business is maintaining the balance really. So it's maintaining the lifestyle. So we don't. That's why the virtual team still works for us. We don't want to have an office and what have you. We do want to sell at some point. We have a number in mind, which we want to net out.
But then we don't want to go back.
But then that's, for us, is kind of game over. We won't start up again.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it'll be.
That's your sunset nest money. You're taking it off the table. Yeah.
And we're not necessarily going to do nothing and be bored. We'll do something. whether it's some different investment vehicles.
Would you do the earn-out thing though? That's the thing. Like, I mean, I can imagine if I ever exit at any point, I'm done. I'm not sure if I want to hang around for a couple of years on an earn-out. I think I need it clean cut. But some people like that. They like to hang around, but I think you get attached, don't you? And I don't know.
Think of, I mean, at the end of the day, if you kind of, sell 80% of it and you retain 20, potentially, part of the private equity or VCs or family funds is, they would keep you on.
Yeah.
Obviously, then they would grow it, but invest in it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, that 20%, when they sell it in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time, could be worth maybe more than the 80%.
Of course.
So that's the
consideration.
That's the major consideration is, we're kind of on that bit about, same as you, about maybe cutting it clean, but don't know. We haven't got to that level.
But I suppose as well, if there's a couple of ways, is like, you feel like you could, I missed a step there. But if what is it they said? At the end of the day, it's down to happiness levels as well. Like, you could exit for X million and they exit 5 years later for a bigger number. But will that make you any more happier than you already are? Like, do you go, oh my God, I've just missed out on X amount of millions that I've not even spent the other millions I've got sitting in the bank? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's having a balance of, but you make a valid point. I mean, these people that the first few employees of Google and Facebook, and the ones that just missed out, who sold their shares a little bit too early. But then ones that are skint. But I suppose once like you said, once you've got your number, after that they can do what they want, can't they?
Yeah, and we still ultimately, in the day, we still love it.
Yeah.
So that's the, we still.
Really bright ideas. We've got products lined up. They're coming. We're constantly updating, even existing products. We're just revamping because we've got new ideas. We've still got drive. We still enjoy what we do. We enjoy meeting the people in the community, don't we?
And we've got at the moment, whether it's even the business awards or whatever, we've got a lot of momentum at the moment. So there's no reason why we can't double.
I suppose the thing is that, like where you can build a business, it could be worth this much now, and then in 5 years' time, when you've got to exit at the right time, haven't you?
Yeah,
and you've got to sell at the right time to get the right multiple and the right price, and you always want to be on an up curve instead of a down curve, and so it's a tricky one to navigate, isn't it?
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, we'll know of. We could have still hundreds of products within our category, or even then kind of adjacent type categories. So we know we could still develop and still grow it.
And we're tracking our free cash flow value, so we know each month where our number goes.
Gotcha.
Free cash flow we have produced in a particular month of the year, so we can see when it goes up, when it goes down, and when we're hitting that number, and actually working out how many more products over what time frame do we need to add in order to hit that number. So it's focused to hit that number at the moment, but as I say, we're just a bit cut short with resources. Priorities.
So not selling yet, still enjoy it. But I've got a number in mind. Beyond that, no, we're not going for the
you're not going to go for the big 9-figure one, because then that puts more stress. Then you get in an office, all those things. It ends up being, it loses the fun. You're almost at a cottage industry, but with different numbers where you are. So you've got a good balance.
So we've never borrowed any money. So the business being built organically, and we don't want to.
That's incredible. So you've got to 8 figures without leveraging any Amazon loans or anything. Yeah,
we bought, initial buy was 600 units. I think it was $6,000 or something, and we just built organically. Obviously the Amazon model is amazing because you get paid regularly, versus against normal retailers. So effectively, you could do one of those guru courses, or sell them coaching, saying, "Hey, I started with £600 or 600 units." You could literally do that, couldn't you? Because then that wouldn't actually be a lie, but most of that is horseshit. It's normally lies, isn't it? But that's incredible. I didn't even know that. I thought you may have, got into the bank. A lot of people that I'd speak to on the show, they've leveraged, they've got there and they've done what they needed to do to get there, and they've had remarkable success as well along the way. Yeah, no, it was some of your redundancy money, wasn't it? Yeah, initially. And that's it. That's fantastic. So 2020, what's your predictions for 2020? Where do you see the puck is going? As in what, as in our business or the industry, or
industry, and then we'll talk about your business.
I mean, industry. There's no question. The age old bit. It's getting tougher. There's going to be more Chinese sellers.
We get loads of copycats because
Yeah.
we have to fight with them, and even down to copying our exact wording on EBC. So it's
the same trends. Advertising will go up.
Yeah.
Will go up. Pricing will go down. More competitive. More copycats. More Chinese sellers. More, black hatty exposure of different cracks from Amazon automating stuff on different algorithms and stuff, because that's the only way they can build and scale and control their machine they built.
Just have to keep your head down and just do the best you can.
Yeah, the age old bit, we've done is focus on your own business.
Mind your own business, as they say.
Business, as we do, obviously, focus on the brand, which we do. We're very aggressive on promotions, on advertising. We always have been.
Yeah.
So if you're playing on wafer thin margins, then you can't play that game.
Yeah.
And because your higher price points, as you said, that gives you room to play. Yeah.
And the basics of we've been successful by having the basics of a good differentiated product. It's not rocket science.
And you don't manufacture everything in China either, do you? You do Taiwan, and you go to other locations as well.
One supplier in China. Which has been slightly impacted by the import taxes to the States, but otherwise Taiwan is.
It's really good fun.
Oh yeah, no, Taiwan, you got no Trump tax, have you?
Yeah, so it's officially part of the People's Republic of China, but it's kind of not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on the next Hong Kong list with China. I don't know. It's going to continue to be tough, and I think if you're a new seller, it's pretty tough. You've got to have a fair amount of money in your pocket to invest.
But it's not. It's still doable.
Yeah.
It's still doable as long as you've got a differentiated product. And you still got to be aggressive from the gate.
Yeah.
Don't assume the old days of spending and buying 600 units, and chucking it out there and doing a bit of PPC is going to work. No, it doesn't work like that.
So you're, like you mentioned, aggressive. So we're talking voucher codes. We're talking running chatbots. We're talking hardcore PPC in terms of being quite aggressive. Anything else you're doing?
We did the display. We did the DSP. We still do it. DSP advertising.
Okay, let's dip into that quickly. How is that going for you? Because that's normally a 30k minimum spend, or you going through an agency where you can spend less, or
no? So we're direct. So it's 35.
35, yeah.
Is it 30? Over a 3-month period of time. I can't remember what it is. Or no, 15,000 a month. I think it is.
Yeah.
So we started doing that in springtime. And then also we did part of that. I think they approached us because we had an AMS account, Amazon Advertising account.
Yeah.
We did it. We spent a lot of money in the summer. So we spent probably now $250,000.
Wow.
So, it really is, it's most, and we started off, there are different levels of advertising. So there's conversion ads, consideration ads, just kind of like a funnel. So basically in terms of if you're doing a conversion, basically retargeted,
Hastings.
They shopped on Amazon, they get retargeted on the Amazon display network, whether it's CNN or what have you. And then the other is more brand, and then you got up the funnel in terms of advertising. Pretty successful, but obviously equivalent of it's fairly expensive to do.
Yeah.
So it's good for brand building, and it's good for the big brands. But we've turned it off. Now we have, and we'll probably revisit it again maybe for spring.
Yeah.
We also did with them. We did video and search ads, which was really good. Which is in beta.
Yeah.
So we did that. Otherwise, we do Facebook.
What was your ROAS then? Because it's based on ROAS, isn't it? That the DSP.
So it ranged. I think their benchmark was 4.3. Ours was went at 5 up to about 8 at one time.
Wow.
So it was pretty good. But the consideration, that was more costly. The conversion was higher in terms of ROAS.
Yeah.
But we have pared that back a bit.
Yeah.
So we do that. obviously then we're part of the, I think it's renamed now.
Yes.
What's it called? Strategic Seller.
They keep renaming the SAM program, do they?
Yeah, it used to be called Marketplace Growth Program. It's now
Yeah.
called Strategic Services something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seller something.
Services.
So we've got an account manager.
And do you is that mythical? Are they there? Do they appear? Is it like you see them? They're real.
Very good. So we used to have an account manager in Seattle, but our account manager now is in Costa Rica, where they have 10,000 employees.
Wow.
So it's actually where there's a lot of the customer services is down in Costa Rica. And Seller Central services are down there.
But we have a business plan with Amazon. So part of being in the program is that you get a business plan and you agree to the business plan. So he's actually driving with us our growth. So we got 60% growth by quarter. I think 70% is for Q4, and literally we get scored every month, and he gets scored on how we're performing. So it's in his interest to work with us.
Yeah.
So that new beta programs on, for example, the bundling that's just come out.
Yeah, so we're just doing, which is a really exciting new one, so that you can do product bundles. So you don't necessarily have to physically combine two products and slap a barcode on it. I think it was in the vendor central, but basically you can take one product and maybe another product which is a consumable to go with it. You basically create a product bundle, and then you can then have that as a child and then parent
selling ASIN,
and then they ship them together or separately. But we think that could be massive, especially coming up to Christmas. The kind of gifting solutions.
So how is Q4 going for you at the moment, this moment in time?
No, it's pretty, so our peak tends to be more spring, summer. But no, we're massively up on last year at the moment. So we've introduced some products which are doing amazingly well for quite high value. We tend to be getting to more high value, larger products now. Yeah.
We're also running the best deals, the 7-day deals.
Yes, yeah. How are they going? Because we spoke about this a while ago, and they were going well. Are they still consistent?
Yes, unfortunately, it used to be 14 days. It's now cut in half. So sometimes it takes some time to actually get going, probably 3 days to get going, and then you only get the benefit of the deal over the last 4 days. But what we've then done is we've run a certain, I think you can run maximum 10 ASINs at one point. So we've been running 10 ASINs, stop on a Thursday, and literally Thursday, same day, we'll start running another 10 ASINs. So we've got, the brand is out there with offers.
Yeah. So what other benefits do you get out of that program? Does it help you on, reinstatement, suppressions, or that kind of, any kind of?
Yeah, I think even initially, I think when we signed up for the program, when was it?
We switched from Payoneer to World First, and it got blocked.
Account got shut down literally, and you couldn't get into Seller Central.
Jesus.
That was literally the first 24 hours of joining the program, but sent off an email to our account manager, and he said, do this, do that, copy in me, send it to seller performance. We're up and running in 30 minutes. So you kind of sometimes pay for that premium hands-on nature.
Reports and meeting the head of category that we were lucky to meet in Seattle, just in terms of what category within our category, what's missing, what would do well, the category reports.
Yeah, they're called product expansion reports. So to a certain degree, we met like the head of outdoors when we went to Seattle last summer was, which was very cool. And and he literally now sends us every quarter, literally these ones, because ultimately at the end of the day, they want their business to grow. So they partner, they choose certain suppliers, certain sellers who they know they can grow their category for them. Yeah. So we kind of get access to that information, which we're keeping secret.
We can get them.
So on a more positive note, let's talk Black Hat.
Okay.
Do you, because you alluded to Black Hat earlier on, it gets tougher on Amazon. Being where you are, differentiated product, higher price point and stuff, do you have much problems there? Do you get a lot of people attacking your competitors, attacking your listings?
We get lots of people, lifting copy. We get lots of copyright, trademark type of issues, lifting stuff. We don't get attacked
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, that's good. Yet.
No, we don't. In our type of, we've got some very, very aggressive Chinese sellers, very aggressive, who do every trick in the book.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think, oh, is that a real review or is that made up?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's always a tough one to know. I mean, there's two sides to it, isn't there? There's that you I'm not saying reviews guys, like even when I started out, you know, your skill set of developing products isn't being as good as your first product as it would be as your 10th, 15th, 20th, or whatever number you get to, right? So there are times when like you make a product and it's not so great and you get bad reviews, and then you want to blame it on competition because you can't accept that, you know, it was you that made a not so good product.
Yes. Why is it falling apart now?
Yeah. Why is it falling apart? Like, and you haven't done your in like pre-shipment inspection, and then you get like 10 reviews saying this all fell apart, and you go, no, it must be the competitor.
It
must be the competitor.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we covered 2020 in terms of industry side of things. What marketing changes do you think you're going to embark on? I want to actually quickly talk about IG in a moment because you got that to 100,000. But what external stuff are you planning to do in 2020 for your business?
So, I mean, the age-old bit, you know, we're probably going to, you know, try to develop our website a bit more, but it's not going to still be our main focus is still on Amazon.
Yeah.
So we are doing a lot more. So, you know, we've got a reasonable email list. So we send out emails every couple of weeks, literally, maybe moving to every week.
Either with added value content of blog posts, how to fix your bike, you know, what tubeless tires, what's the news, what's happening.
Yeah. More Facebook advertising.
Yeah. How's that working for you, Facebook ads? Do you use it more for promotions, or are you looking for return on investment in terms of using it to sell additional products? And now are you sending that traffic to your website, or is it direct to your listings for a halo effect?
So, yeah, so we use it for, you know, age-old launching.
Yeah.
Launching new products, but obviously then we use a bit of ManyChat. Then we've just recently doing now in terms of more kind of brand ads.
Mm-hmm.
So then we are then, you know, doing discounted offers, but low discount.
Yeah.
But so we now run a kind of brand. So we run kind of a funnel in a way of literally of video.
Yeah.
And then somebody gets retargeted, and then they'll be retargeted with a blog, and then they get retargeted again, and we introduce an offer. So we're going to, I suppose, we're going to run those as kind of evergreen types of campaigns.
Yeah. We're using something like Klaviyo or something like that to set up all your drip campaigns.
And then we're going to we're experimenting and sending some of the traffic to Amazon.
Yeah, we used to send all of it to Amazon, but now that we're improving our website, we're going to send some of it to our website to see how that goes.
And then just continuing on, you know, Instagram and that sort of stuff, you know, doing more SEO. So we've just appointed an SEO agency. So we're going to concentrate a lot more on that area.
Yeah.
You know, it's all down to the classic, more marketing stuff. We might do Google ads. We've had a chat with Google about doing Google ads. Might do, might not. Might do YouTube ads.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of assets. We've got a lot of video assets.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got a lot of visuals, haven't you? And I think with you, you could do unboxing. There's the usage of your products and stuff. You've got plenty of scope there.
Yeah, we're just working on doing face-to-camera testimonials. That's going to be our next video ads. So trying to get, you know, from actual customers, give us the feedback, like we learned when we went to Vegas on the Amazing conference, what Ezra spoke about. So just trying to put that into actual practice.
And then we do, so we've now been doing more press releases.
Yeah.
You know, Norm Farrar's really great at that, I have to say. So we now send off, so our content marketing manager, he sends off press releases and what have you, and we try to get reviews from our kind of product magazines and that sort of stuff, whether it's mags or whether it's online websites. So we're picking up awards and great reviews from those, which we're then obviously driving backlinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're doing kind of moving towards the more classic marketing.
Yeah.
So, you know, can you see a short-term ROI on it? Not necessarily, but it's, you know, it's the marketing game, isn't it?
It's the halo effect, isn't it? You're building over time.
So it's what normal companies do.
Cool. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
I just want to say, you know, to everyone in the Amazon community, keep building the business, because just having gone through this awards entry, that actually it is a real business. And the model is being recognized as being a disruptive business model and has real potential. So I think just for everybody just to keep going, because this shit is real.
Yeah, sounds good. And if people want to reach out to you guys, I know you don't offer services and stuff. Is there a way that they can reach you for advice and stuff?
Probably just find us on LinkedIn. That's probably the best personal channel to send us on that one.
Sounds good. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Pleasure, thank you.
If this is your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in a few days' time. Take care.